Can you all see my wonderful PowerPoint cover page there? You see it? Okay, good, excellent. Okay, so my name is John Sweeney, and I'm with an organization. We're not a small company. We are a nonprofit. We're called Tooling U, as in Tooling University, SME. I live here in Indianapolis. We've got people all over the country. SME has been around since 1932. We're part of the Society of Manufacturing Engineers, and some genius, who in my mind isn't a genius, decided we should become SME. Roxie and I had a conversation, and SME to me, and some of you in the learning community, it's subject matter expert, but we'll let them have it. It's okay. So anyway, what we are all about more than anything is really advancing technology for manufacturing and manufacturers, and not only promoting and advancing technology, but also the people. And that happens through education and a number of different things I'll share with you here briefly. So there's 5 different components of what we do. We host a number of very large and in the manufacturing community important events. Trade shows. There's one in Chicago that we're a big part of that probably brings close to 100,000 people. There's smaller ones all over the country that are maybe laser focused on advanced manufacturing technology and processes like what they call additive manufacturing or 3D printing, which is extremely important right now. You're seeing a lot of it with people that are converting their manufacturing processes for things like printing masks, et cetera. And so we host those and bring people together to talk about what's happening in the industry. We've got lots of membership organizations, chapters across the country. We have a number of digital and print publications that talk to different things that are happening in the manufacturing community. And then in the education space, we are working with close to 600 schools across the country, universities, primarily community colleges and high schools. And we have, you see there the Prime logo. That is a, let's call it an offering where we bring together content, manufacturing companies, and high schools and money together to build back up a lot of the vocational programs that used to be in schools. It's very expensive to get the equipment into the high schools, to get the content, and to train up teachers to teach kids what they need to know to succeed in manufacturing. So last year alone, we brought on 12 new high schools into the program. We've got 60 now across the country. There's actually 3 of them here in Indiana alone. And last year we spent or gave about $2.5 million into that program. Over the years, it's closer to about $25 million. The Education Foundation, and so we are a nonprofit. Now, the part of the group that I work for is a revenue generating group. But the revenue that we generate goes right back out the door to support the Prime program, and then in the form of scholarships. I think last year we gave out 587 scholarships to kids, people that were going into some form of education, and we gave close to $2 million in scholarships going back out for people that want to get some advanced training that way. The group I work for, the Tooling U, is the workforce development. So my group, there's actually 2 separate groups within our business unit. We have an entire group of people that are focused strictly on community colleges and high schools. And we take our content, and you can imagine that they can't take a breath. They've been literally working 7 days a week for the last 2 months, trying to get content put together in some sort of curriculum that can be given to schools who previously didn't have it. As I mentioned, we've got relationships already with about 600 schools, but that's just barely scratching the surface. My group If you've ever seen the show How It's Made, that's me every day. I get to go to manufacturers all over the country or all over the Midwest and talk to them, see things being made. Everything's from body parts, literally, a lot of the medical manufacturers we have, to RVs, to parts that go into automobiles. And I have a lot of fun. I won't spend a lot of time on this slide, but we really engage in a lot of different ways. We leverage that 80 years of experience. What really makes us different is our DNA is in manufacturing. One of our founding members was a guy named Henry Ford. And we've had a lot of folks that are from and in manufacturing that help us to build the content, the online classes we have. It could be, we have over 100 instructor-led classes, close to 600 online classes. We do a significant number of webinars and other types of things like that. And the partnered approach simply means that it's not a one-size-fits-all. A big part of what we do is having those qualitative conversations and understanding what the business drivers are for putting together a training program. And then we make recommendations for content, for delivery modalities and things like that. Something that I found very interesting, and I'm sure you guys are seeing it as well, is first, turnovers is horrific. I've got a customer I had a conversation with this morning. They get a significant number of their new employees from employment agencies, and they have over 50% turnover by the second day. So they're coming in the door and they're walking right back out and they're not coming back. There is, and I'll share a slide here in a second, the data shows time and time again that turnover is just killing these employers. And although everybody is excited about all this success that we were seeing in manufacturing, the problem is we don't have anybody that can do the job. Yes, sir. How far am I in already?
That's your 1 minute, but you just keep on going.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So anyway, and then we're struggling with retirements as well. There was a paper out very recently that a lot of people that were laid off or furloughed that might be my age or older, they're not going to come back to work. And that's going to make the problem even worse. And the cost of turnover is significant as well. So those are the problems that we're attacking. I'll speed up here a little bit. Terry, you had mentioned that compensation is not why people are leaving. Here's data to support that. Work Institute, this is an amazing study, that only 10% were leaving because of, less than 10, were leaving because of pay. What we saw and what their data shows is that close to over 20% were leaving because there's no growth. There's no job security. There's nothing there for them. And especially true for millennials and the new generations, when they walk in the door, they want to know how I'm going to get from here to there. And if you can show them that, you have a much better chance of keeping them. And that's how we approach our customers. There's the new learning modality. Again, I've got a bunch of educators on. You probably have seen the tried and true model of 70-20-10 for that OJT, the mentoring and the coaching, and then the classroom. And what we're doing is we're flipping it and really spending a lot more time on standardized OJT, on the mentoring, and less so in the classroom. This is my favorite meme of the year. You probably have seen the Batman slapping Robin before. And then this year, it's with this extended pole. And I use this to kind of just be funny and break it up a little bit, but really working with your customers to have a plan. How am I going to get from here to there? And the presentations I've seen over the last couple of weeks and again today, that's what I'm saying is you got to have a plan. Where do you want to go? And now let's build a plan to get there. Let me see, I got a couple more slides here. I won't spend time on those. We'll skip that. These are the things that we work on a lot is job descriptions. A lot of customers don't have good job descriptions. And then building career pathways is how do I get from onboarding and having a structured onboarding program, not an orientation program, but an onboarding program to get that person their time to competent as short as possible, so that they are not costing you money, they're actually making you money. And building structured career pathways as well. Here are the different areas that we focus on. I mentioned about actually now close to 700 or over 600 online classes. We've got over 100 instructor-led courses. We're now getting into a lot of webinars. One of the things that we build are OJT programs or instructor-led, but now being able to do that in a COVID environment and using modern technology to have an instructor 6, 10, 15 feet away and your student performing the tasks with a GoPro. And now the instructor can watch them doing it, or can tape himself or video himself doing it correctly, and using those types of technologies to validate skills or knowledge. So we're doing a lot of that right now as well. Let's see here. And the obligatory corporate slide that brags on all your customers, here's some of them. We're actually doing business with in excess of 50% of the Fortune 500 manufacturers, over 5,000 manufacturers anyway, and companies ranging in size from small mom and pop manufacturers here in Indiana to really large organizations that are more global in scale. And that is my really long elevator speech. That's all I've got.
So I'm gonna throw your information in the comment section. So one question that I have is, as far as the learning that you're providing, are there opportunities for like shadowing others or hands-on learning where they can kind of go into those facilities and I don't want to say intern, but.
So yes and no. So that is up to the individual manufacturers. Mm-hmm. So really what we're doing is in that high school or at the community college, we're working to help them get the content, the curriculum that they need, and then partnering them with those local manufacturers, maybe to set up a job shadowing or a mentoring type program. But we're also working with several states and the U.S. Department of Education on registered apprenticeship programs as well. Mm-hmm. So that traditional apprenticeship model that you see out there, we're very much involved in identifying what they call related technical instruction, the knowledge piece, and then the skill demonstrations as well. And we get those written down, approved by the state or by the federal Department of Education, and then putting those into some kind of structure. Structured training in a skilled labor position is extremely important because you want everybody learning the same things, right? And all being measured the same way as well. It's very important. But getting there requires a lot of qualitative time as well. It's quantitative, but it's also very much involved in getting some quality time with those supervisors and leadership as well.
Excellent. We've still got just a few minutes. You were under your time. I'm not making any comments about the previous presenters, but you were under your time. But we've got time. So any other questions that we have for John?
Well, I did want to mention one other thing that I forgot to as I was trying to speed through some of those slides. If you're at all interested, we've got a number of webinars that we're doing right now that are related to obviously manufacturing related subjects, but like lean certification or design for manufacturability, those types of things that are way over my head. But we've also done them on structured onboarding programs, which I think might fit with some of the presentations I've heard. And what I like is the gentleman from our team that leads those, he's not selling. It is an educational webinar about the model of a structured onboarding program or cross training, and speaking to the business reasons why you want something like that, and he's not selling us at all. In fact, I don't even think he mentions our company name as he's doing it, which I love. Even as a sales guy, I absolutely love that. He's educating and he's talking about from that. So we got that. And then on our website, and I can give you the link if you want it, we've got a whole number of podcasts that speak to different types of things like that. That's part of the beauty of working as part of SME is much of what we do isn't selling SME or tooling you. It's training the world in the industry about the importance of apprenticeship programs, of structured onboarding programs, of career development plans, of some of the things some of you guys were talking about. And I think the model in itself doesn't have to be about manufacturing. It could be about any industry, really. It's that model. And one of the things I'm very proud of that our organization does.
So this is the, I want to make sure I've got this right. This is the resource section of your website. You mentioned podcasts and webinars.
Yeah, it's actually, I wrote it down because I was actually there today. Where did I write it? Well, I'll send you the link.
Yeah, if you could shoot that in the comment section, that would be great. I mean, now is a perfect time. I don't know about all the rest of you, but webinars and podcasts and things that you can sit and consume at home, just kind of gobbling those up. So that sounds like a great resource.
You were right. It is in the resource section.
Cool. Okay.